Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Two Beards Podcast. You might be thinking, you're not, but you might be, that I did the intro last week, so it should be Nick's turn this time. You might be thinking that.
You might. And then another thought might be, what is last week?
I don't know.
Right?
Well, yeah,
I was
last
convinced.
episode. Yeah, because we're...
Yeah.
Well...
I thought you were going to say Pints on accident, honestly.
No, it wasn't. Well, today I wanted to do an intro because I broke a promise that I made myself.
Oh, no.
And that I made everyone.
Oh.
That we wouldn't drink bad beer on the podcast anymore.
Yep.
But today, special occasion. Today we are drinking the Boneyard RPM IPA. Now, I don't believe Nick has had this beer.
Would you say that you're ready?
No.
Oh, okay. Would Boneyard say he's ready?
No.
I don't believe that.
I just got to get this out before you...
Sorry, please. Yeah.
Your bone saw references here, you know.
Yeah, go on.
This episode's going to last 3 minutes, okay? It's, you know.
Okay,
3 minutes of playtime.
There it is.
Anyways. This beer, I was made aware of when I lived in Olympia, and you would go downtown and every single bar, their IPA on tap was at least, if they had one beer, was Boneyard. And they always had some, maybe they had another beer on top, but Boneyard was a staple. I remember this specifically at a bar that had I can't remember, I think it was, nope, the name escapes me. It was a bar that has a karaoke lounge in the back. Like there was like a main bar, and then it's like if you went to the restroom and took a right, then you could get into like the karaoke section of the bar. I got, the IPA that they had on tap. It was Boneyard, not knowing what to expect. Tasted it, and I was like, man, orange juice.
Yeah, that's
just orange juice.
What I can
not
smell,
beer, orange juice.
For what I can smell, that's what I'm getting.
So from then on, I have hated Boneyard, getting it only when I had to. And so I saw this at the grocery store, and I was like, man, that was years ago. My tastes have developed. They've changed, as
True.
all of ours do. I drink many different styles of beer now, whether I like to or not. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a fair shake on the podcast. And I want Nick to experience the suffering of my pain in living in Olympia. So
I hope that you hate it and I love it.
That would be awesome.
I hope that happens.
And you do like the orangier beers.
So I will be more inclined to like this than you.
And it's clear, so it's not like hazy.
I thought it was going to be a lot more red.
So, fuck it. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still not... It's
Okay.
not as bad as I remember.
Yeah.
I think the problem is it tastes like orange flavored like medicine or toothpaste. It just has this like fake synthetic syrupy orange like backbone, but like throughout the taste. So while there is some hops going on up front, it just tastes synthetic.
If you melted down an orange Tootsie Pop, that would be this. For those of you, we talked about it earlier, I'm dying right now of pollen and other random shit in the air. And
doesn't help that I aerated, detached, and all the grass seed my lawn.
Probably not. So
Not today, but
I'm going to have a big sneeze here. That's why you see me twitching all the time, because I'm fighting it. And I'm going to have a big sneeze at some point in this podcast. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, so this beer is like, it has two things going on.
okay.
The first of which is your orange syrup, and I'm with you. It's weird. I don't like it. It's misplaced. I don't understand why it's as intense as it is. And then the other side to this beer is just good, honestly.
Yeah,
like if
sure.
if this had like a natural hop taste rather than this like fake orange shit, this would be a good beer.
Yeah.
I think the carb is really solid. The hop bite is really nice. Like the feel of the beer is pretty great. It's just this like weird syrupy orange that sneaks in. And you're like, the fuck?
It's weird.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't hate it,
But you're not.
I certainly don't love it.
Yeah, and I don't hate it as much as I thought I did and how I remember it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, probably back then you probably didn't even like IPAs as much then, right?
Or know as much about beer.
Yeah.
Like, I think I drank like on the pale ale IPA side of it, but like Manny's was a good go-to, which doesn't have very many like fruitier notes, but it's still like pretty hoppy, hop forward. So I don't know, but man, the orange syrup or whatever is just, it's throwing me off.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much. Yeah. I don't hate it.
You don't hate it for like half a second while it's in your mouth.
Yeah. And then it settles and you're like,
And it just
yeah,
kind of sucks.
There's orange. Yeah, it's not great.
And like as it just sits in your mouth, like the residue, it's just kind of...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not... Like, it has a very dry aftertaste, but it has this like... this like sour kind of like... It's going to make it sound worse than it actually is, but like rotten kind of taste, like, I don't know. I don't know if you can put a better word to that, but
kind of cardboardy in a way. It's like if you just threw a bunch of tangerines at a piece of cardboard and then melted a Tootsie Pop on it. You just took a bite out of that.
The Tootsie Pop analogy is so good because it like kind of shows the like stickiness of the syrup as well as like I feel like every Tootsie Pop you ever eat is always like 10 years old.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Like I don't think they make them anymore, right?
They can't.
They can't.
Like I assume there was a point in time, maybe it was like 5 years.
Suckers were booming.
And they just made like billions.
Yeah.
And they've just been selling Tootsie Pops from that stockpile ever since.
Dude, they're making bank.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they had like fucking a week's worth of work and have just been like banking on that for like 20 years. That's fantastic.
But doesn't it, like, it probably isn't true, right. But doesn't it seem that way?
No, you're 100% right. It always, and like every now and then you'll get one where you're like, open it up and there's like, it's like crusty and it's like, there's like chunks of them that are like scattered and you're like, the fuck happened to you? Yeah. How long have you been here?
I'm going to give this a good smell because I doubt you can.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that I smelt this and even got some orange, I was like, it's going to be an orange boy.
No, it's strong orange and hops. I probably maybe a tad earthy.
The hops I'm getting smell kind of nice, but
it has a really good smell profile, honestly.
Yeah. I was kind of excited after smelling what I could.
Like if it had a lighter body, more crisp finish, then I think this beer would be pretty good. They laid off the orange a little bit, a little crisper finish. I think you'd be good, but syrup, I don't know.
Not in the mood.
Yeah.
Not now, not ever. Oof. Yeah, we talked a lot about taste, kind of going through that, like this candied orange, Tootsie Pop, very syrupy kind of thing. But like it does have like a decent, it's buried over underneath the orange, but it does have a good hop profile. And kind of going into like feel too, like it has a really nice carb.
So you have the recipe. Or sort of a recipe.
Probably.
Do you want to say the five or so hops that are in it?
So allegedly there is Chinook, Willamette, Cascade. Sure, you're not wrong. Cascade and Citra.
I was going to say, interesting, all like Northwest hops, but they say in the description, sweet maltiness balanced with the unique composition of 5 Pacific Northwest hops.
Oh, that's their description? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That
It only has 4.
recipe only has 4.
So it's not correct.
Well, we knew that, but yeah, I get those hops. I get it.
Yeah, like if those are true, it makes sense. And if they're not true, still kind of makes sense. Boneyard RPM. Yeah, that's all it says. Did you check their website per chance?
Yes. That was the description for
Got it.
for their beer. So, which I mean, the back of their can says a little bit more than the website, which is weird. It says RPM contains a slightly sweet maltiness balanced with a unique composition of Pacific Northwest hops to produce a very well balanced IPA. A floral aroma complements the crisp finish suitable for any occasion. I disagree with that last sentence entirely.
Also, all of it.
It's a fruity aroma. It doesn't have a very crisp finish. It's just kind of dry and sticky. Suitable for any occasion. Where would you drink this beer?
On this podcast. That's about it. New information. This is new news, everybody. New news coming at you. This seems more accurate. The hops being Cascade, Simcoe, Citra, Centennial, and Bravo. And they...
I don't know. I like the Chinook.
Sure, but they were quoted. They have a quote, person. So that's why I'm like, I think they probably talked to the guy, and it seems a little more it was like a thing. So he says, you're gonna love this. I was influenced by many beers, but 3 Floyd's Brewing Company and Firestone Walker were my main inspirations.
What a odd combination of inspirations.
Yes. And it shows.
That's very strange.
Yeah. Yeah. What does bevy mean? Are you familiar with the word bevy?
Like a bevy of things?
Yes.
Like an assortment.
Okay. All right. He goes along to say, along with a bevy of hops, including... It just seems like you're just throwing fun words out there. You didn't really need it.
It's a fun word.
I guess, yeah. And if it fits, it fits. All right, now, so this says 6.5%. Getting a lot of back and forth here.
Yeah, the recipe was 7. This says 6.5. The can says 6.5.
I mean, whoever made this in Olympia was full of shit. Maybe they made it better. I never thought about that. Maybe that's the case.
Well, if you know where to get the Olympia recipe, let me know, because I'm not inclined to make this.
Yeah, not personally, me neither. No.
Like maybe, like we could do it better, right?
Well, I would hope so.
Like we would just change it entirely. It wouldn't even be our version of it. We would just do whatever we'd want, right?
Agreed. Right. I
was like, we could make a version, and then I'm like, by the time our version is done, it's just not
the same beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly. It was the Tony Lawrence, the co-founder and brewmaster at Boneyard Beer, is who they interviewed for this. And so he says, my concept was to brew a pale ale that tasted like an IPA.
I'm just getting a lot of mixed signals from you. Tony, is it?
Sure. It's Tony. Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah.
I'm just getting a lot of mixed signals from you. I appreciate your beer and its formation that it's had on my journey and in my life. I don't love this one.
Not my favorite. See, this is interesting, and I just don't agree with this. He says in quote, we focused on not so bitter with a huge hoppy huge hoppy flavor and aroma.
Okay.
It's decently bitter, though.
It
I disagree
pisses me off when I see this more and more now. Maybe it's just, the reading of descriptions and everything. I see so many like IPA, and really, they're probably not IPA breweries, but breweries that make IPAs that like to say, oh, we balance out the bitterness with this. Oh, we wanted to do less bitterness and more floral notes. And it's like, why are you afraid of being bitter? Like the hops are very earthy and bitter, and like you want someone to venture into your IPAs, make a good pale ale, like create a journey of beers to move someone into appreciating the bitterness of hops. Don't just like, oh, this IPA, you didn't think you liked IPAs, but you'll like this one. Haha.
And you know what I think? You know what's silly about that?
Because it hurts us.
It hurts us. It sure does. And what I think is silly about that is, are we calling? There's so many things out there where I'm like, are we calling this an IPA? Are we calling this an IPA? Because I'm gonna.
Sure.
I could be wrong, but I feel like we've looked into this, and the definition of an IPA is not very clear cut. It's pretty vague. They're like, it's a pale ale, but you add more hops. It's more bitter.
Pretty much.
And I'm like, okay, sure. That adds up with the stories I've heard about how an IPA originated. That checks out. So when you tone that down or balance it out, it
feels like you're no longer hitting the IPA mark.
Exactly my point. Or like when they say, oh, we balanced the bitterness with this. And it's like we cranked up the bitterness and balanced it out. It's like, well, then you didn't crank up the bitterness, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't crank up the bitterness and balance it out.
True.
It doesn't work that way. Like if something is equally as bitter as it is like sweet or something, then it's just like not that bitter, or, I don't know.
And I think there are very good IPA companies or breweries that focus on IPAs that do it well. I think we did Deschutes recently, which had the red pale ale.
Yeah.
They add more descriptions to talk about what they're doing. They didn't just call it an IPA and then on the label like, oh, we balanced out this,
Right.
It's like, then you just made a different beer.
Exactly.
Which is fine. Just call it a different beer.
Right.
Or in this case, this is an IPA.
Sure.
Why are you fucking running from it being bitter?
Don't say that's what you tried to do, because I'll tell you right now, you didn't fucking do it. Like it's pretty bitter. Like if I was a new beer drinker, if all I'd ever had still was like fucking Blue Moon and Red's Apple Ale,
I'm not
gonna like this. Yeah,
true.
This is bitter.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that comes with building up tolerance and being forgetful, but I would err on the side of no, because we've had a fuck ton of beers, and a lot of them have been bitter IPAs.
It's kind of funny too, because he's like, we tried to make a less bitter pale ale. Well, you fucking failed. I did on both accounts.
Didn't do that. I don't know.
Again, I don't
make this beer, Tony. Make this beer. Just don't say what you said. It's just not the same. It's not this. You didn't do that.
And again, I don't want to be the podcast that shits on beers, but again, I don't. This podcast was intentionally designed to kind of explore something I really didn't like, and it honestly, it's pretty decent, but Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's getting better the more I drink.
It's getting worse for me.
I am sorry to hear that.
I'm not having a good time anymore.
It may be my clogged sinuses. It may be the fact that I haven't had a beer in a while.
Yep.
It may be...
Could be that for me too.
Yep. May be that we're both having significantly less calories a day now than we normally would. At least I am. I'm significantly less. You were still less, but right?
I'm pretty significantly less than normal as well.
Okay.
But you, like, percentage wise, I think are...
I'm at like
according to like what you need, you're at farther deficit than I am.
Yeah. I'm at a big fucking deficit.
But you also weigh more than me. Like, there's a lot of factors.
Sure. But even still, like, percentage wise, where it's like, but here's the thing too. So, coming at, by the way,
this is my first carb of the day. My breakfast.
Yeah.
So normally I have, I'll just say 3 pieces of bacon, an avocado, and 56 grams of almonds.
Yeah.
My breakfast was just to make up for, like, because I won't be eating, because my carbs are basically all coming from the beer today.
Yep.
Beer doesn't have any fat. I had to make up fat and some of the calories from getting rid of the carbs that I normally eat. My breakfast was 9 pieces of bacon.
That's pretty good.
I was pretty happy about it.
Yeah. Probably pretty hungry come like 1 o'clock though, huh?
Oh, I was starving.
Yeah.
It was like just like looking at my, watch on my computer, like when can I eat dinner?
Yeah.
Which my dinner consisted of steak.
Yeah,
I didn't even have vegetables because I cut out those carbs and calories.
Yep.
So
I figured as much, and I smelt that walking in. I'm like, someone has made their steak.
Yep. So this is my dessert for the evening, and then I'm done.
Yum.
Don't even get my yogurt.
Yeah, I am definitely playing it more loosey goosey than you, but I feel like you. I feel like on a normal basis, I am far less strict with my diet than you are.
Sure.
So the fact that I'm doing anything right now is already better than I was doing.
Definitely.
So I'm not trying to like beat myself up because that also makes things less sustainable over time.
Well, that and then my brain is very like black and white logical. Right. So I routine everything that I do.
Totally. Absolutely.
And you don't need that.
No.
You can I got burgers in the fridge. That works.
That's what's happening.
And I'm like, I go to the grocery store same day as I eat the same thing every single day at the same times every day. Like,
you go to the grocery store every day?
No, like same days of the week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, nice. Holy fuck, yeah, fuck that. How do you diet and do that? Fuck that. But so yeah, the mornings have been most rough. And then once my stomach finally tells my brain, hey, you have food, you're good.
Yeah.
Then things kind of mellow out and I'm okay all the way until dinner. And even then, I'm not like as starving for dinner as I feel like I would be. And I get full. Like I didn't even finish my steak last night. I gave the dog the last few bites.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I also am used to eating high volumes of meat.
Sure. Yeah.
So
right.
That probably has something to do with it.
Yeah, I don't have fucking
like you never ate 2.5 pounds of meat a day for however long I did the carnivore diet. So.
No. This like fucking like 12, 13 ounce steak is like one of the like consistently is the most I've ever done. Like I've had like a pound steak before.
Yeah.
But like that was like once in a blue moon.
Sure. Whereas, now you're like every day, like
yeah, it's a lot. So, and yeah, so like, yeah, by the end of before I even finish everything, I'm like getting full. So,
Yeah, see, I like don't feel full off of meat,
yeah.
which is weird.
Well, yeah, it's something your body's a little bit more used to, which I do. I mean, it's not like I never eat meat, and it's not even like that I rarely eat meat. Like,
Yeah.
I quite frequently eat meat, but it's like, you know, a 3rd-pound burger.
Yeah, the volume.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
absolutely. It's 100% the volume, and it's like only like I won't eat. Like I typically don't even eat breakfast, and for lunch, you know, I'll do some. I don't even fucking know. My lunch is always so fucking random. So now, even for lunch, having like a high fat brunch, if you will, being avocados and bacon, and then also then steak at night. It's like it's a lot of fat and protein compared to what I'm used to having. So,
But yeah, in your eating window, you'll never feel like I'm starving. It's really like forcing your body to eat.
yeah. That's where I'm at for dinner. I was like there was like one bite where I'm like, that's gonna be a good fucking bite. Like I'm not really hungry anymore, but that's gonna be a good bite. So I literally have to like force myself. And it's funny that I'm forcing myself to eat when I'm at such a deficit of calories. It's so weird.
I think you'll probably, once you kind of get used to it, that'll stop a little bit. Then you'll start feeling it.
Yes.
Kind of like how I'm feeling it.
So day three is when I first felt hunger. Day 1 and 2, I was like chilling. And then day 3, my body was finally like, yo, we're not getting as much shit as we used to. And
You're still doing this? I thought this was like we ran out of food at home. We're gonna go to the grocery store. We'll be good. But
Yeah.
you're still doing this.
still on this, huh? Okay. Well, just so you know, we're fucking hungry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yesterday and today, I felt it a bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure tomorrow will feel like the exact same. And then that's the thing is I got a lot of weekends coming up that are like ruin it.
You do.
And it's fine. Like I said, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because it's still overall a lot better than I was doing. So I'm fine with that.
I'm going to, I think I will, I think I will pause or I'll figure something out for the cabin weekend.
We could figure that out together. Like thinking, okay, we're going to be drinking a lot.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, okay, maybe we just need to figure out what we drink is probably like we're going to drink no matter what more than we should.
Sure.
It's going to happen.
It's just going to happen.
So we should plan like, okay, maybe we only bring a certain amount of IPAs and then we do red can.
We could make a point to do whiskey.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And then we do whiskey.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Because whiskey, we're chill. Like obviously calories and alcohol are not great for the diet, but better than any beer.
Yeah. And if I have a real like harsh bourbon, I drink it pretty slow.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's kind of irrelevant.
Well, no, because I always want, like in those situations, I always want to drink in my hand.
Yeah,
so if I'm powering through them, then I'm still having like a fuck ton of whiskey. That
the problem is not just you and I going. If it was just you and I think like that would be the case. But we have like the boys going, so like there's gonna be like shots and stuff like that we just gotta prepare for.
True.
But yeah, I agree. I think if we focus on whiskey in the end, like we should probably have a couple cheat meals.
Absolutely.
But then I think other than that, we should probably
we can plan our breakfasts and dinners.
Play towards eating well.
100%.
Like I could continue for breakfast doing bacon, avocado, and almonds.
Oh, absolutely. That's easy and done. And like
that's might be what I tell everyone is everyone is on their own for breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
And then we'll do like dinners.
Yeah.
Like everyone can plan a dinner. Like every couple can plan a dinner.
There you go. Yep, that's probably a good way to do it.
And then I think we're in a solid place.
I am with you. Sorry. While I'm thinking about it so I don't forget again, I'm texting Jack about the cabin.
I was going to ask if you did that.
I didn't do that.
Again, I feel like we have told him.
It's possible, but doubtful. So,
let's rate this beer.
let's rate this beer.
We haven't done that yet.
No.
We talked a lot about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fucking time finding this in the episode. Normally, we're very good. Like, it usually lines up, like, proportionally within our videos. I noticed this last week, even though we've, like, switched our ratings to the beginning. It lined up proportionally to our other episodes that we've done.
Really?
Like, yeah, like, we're very on beat, surprisingly, because it's not... You know,
Pretty off the cuff.
this one, fuck me.
This one's a little off.
All right, let me look at.
Look at the time right now.
This. No,
Oh,
I'm not going to remember.
Okay, I will.
33 minutes. Not going to remember this.
I will remember
Fuck.
33.
We'll just give it a nice pause, and then I'll be like, "Oh, that's where we waited." Okay,
That's where we waited.
probably we'll forget.
33.
This is easy.
I got mine.
It's easy.
Or wait, do I?
I got mine.
I got mine.
All right,
I'm gonna be generous.
Tell me what you got.
2.5.
Funny, because I also have 2.5.
I'm gonna say I'm the upper end.
Mine's
yeah, fine.
fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay,
fine.
wow, we're
Yeah.
right on par.
Yeah,
I'll let you go. Well, since you rated, I'll go first.
yeah.
2.5, fine. Our description for that is the concept is there, but it's not well executed, which ironically fits perfectly with that man's Tony, his description.
Absolutely.
Pale ale that's not so bitter. I mean, you at the very top in our rating scale, you could hit a 2.5 because you had a concept you didn't execute well.
Exactly.
So, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
You're going nowhere.
there it is.
So I understand where this beer wants to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It would love to just like okay, take your Three Floyds out of your brain, take your fucking Firestone out of your brain.
Maybe not too much Firestone.
Yeah, not be thinking Southern California.
Yep.
Your mind goes to Malibu. Don't go there. Don't go there.
No.
Go like Joshua Tree.
Ooh.
Or maybe some, Redwoods National Forest. I know that's a little bit northern, but just Yosemite. I know, they're fun.
No, that's fine. It's just you're like, I know they're a little. It's like no, this is a lot.
But what I'm wanting to pay, if I say Glendora Mountains, then no one's gonna. I'm just trying to paint the picture here that it's not the beach.
Okay, got you.
It's like a little adventure-y.
Yeah.
But still in the heat.
Inland Empire.
Yeah. So you kind of peel away the caramely, like syrupy, malty stuff, and I think as a pale ale, this would actually do well without some of those sugars.
Yeah.
Dude, a 5%er with not so syrupy, but like primarily orange up front or that citrus punch up front. Like you're chilling.
Yeah.
Like you're like you are opening a 6-pack and bouldering on some rocks in Joshua Tree with these to refresh you, right?
Absolutely.
Like I think that's what you should be aiming for, and it would feel a lot better.
Can we call Tony? Does someone have Tony's number right now? That sounds like a good time to me, and I want to do that.
But a lot of the flavors are there, like the hoppy bitterness. You shouldn't shy away from. You should create a cool dynamic with the citrus. Obviously, dynamics in a beer is very nice. Takes you on a journey. But like trying to balance it out with citrus is weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because you just don't balance something with completely different flavors.
Well, it's fake, right?
It's like me saying my salt balances out my steak. It's like, no, it creates a nice dynamic that, flourishes together.
Right.
So I don't know. Don't be afraid of bitterness is kind of what I'm saying.
No, absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, hey, fuck. Don't be afraid with salt on your steaks.
Exactly.
So and it's like I think Citra does a bang up job on itself. I don't know where all this fucking orange syrup is coming from. I don't know if it's like the type of malts he used, but I mean, he even says Munich and Vienna pale malts. But like, I think you get rid of Munich and do like a what's the is it just
maybe
pale?
It's just instead of like dumping in the hops over time to like you just dump them all in.
Just go
way too early.
Go full bitter.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, good do. I'd like to see it.
No, I mean like that's what he did. That's how we get like this weird
stale kind of
less dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your desk is not leveled.
No, it's not.
All right.
It's actually not my desk. It's my floor.
Really?
Yep.
Is it the new floors or is it the house?
It's the house.
Wow. Is it the fact that
when they did the new floors, they tried to fix it a little bit.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, this house is fucked.
Interesting.
Not fucked, but like
sure. Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Is that due to the placement on top of like the hill? Like,
couldn't tell you.
Interesting. It's the soil. Hey, soil sample. Tony, can you fucking this guy, man?
Tony, man.
Fuck this guy.
Tell me your thoughts. Why'd you give it a 2.5 fine? Actually, don't tell me. Tell the people, the good people watching.
Good people. Fuck everybody else who's watching. But good people. I don't know. I don't have. I guess I can just expand on what Levi was saying. Like I totally 100% I agree with everything that you were saying. Like bare minimum, right? 2.5. Fine. You got a concept. Good for fucking you, bro. Did not execute it well at all. You stated what you wanted, and we see, like even tasting it, like I see what you were doing. You just didn't do it. It's not a bad beer by any means. I don't, and I do say fine because I don't think I wouldn't want to dip into the underdeveloped concept because then it starts getting like what the fuck are they doing here? Like we can see what they're doing here. It's just not great.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, yeah, everything that we've talked about throughout this whole fucking episode of like, tone down the fucking syrup. I don't understand what that's doing in an IPA like this, especially when it has those like West Coast California type vibe of a beer. It smells fucking beautiful. I wish like when I took a sniff that it like translated into taste because it smells gorgeous. But yeah, you don't even have to fuck with it a whole lot. You don't have to crank up the bitterness as much as nice as that would be. You really just got to tone down this fucking fake syrup shit that you got going on.
The bitterness is there. It's just
right.
Yeah, it's just like
let the hops do what they do.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but not bad. Like I said, I will say I think I'm enjoying it more than my first couple sips, thankfully. But yeah, it doesn't quite hold up. Still not great.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. It's an experience. I'm glad we did this, but
probably not again.
Probably never gonna have this again. Yeah, when would you have this?
I think Jack would really like this beer.
No, I almost 100. He like jizzes over mayonnaise, doesn't he? Not that this is like mayonnaise, but like I feel like he likes mayonnaise.
I don't know.
I think you would like this beer.
I mean, like I say I don't know that he does, as in like I like legit don't know. I'm not saying
he might or might not.
Yeah, I have no idea. You would know more than me. Apparently, he does.
But I agree. I think you would like this beer too. More than us, at the very least.
Yeah,
you might not like love it.
I think you would love it.
You might.
I think you'd be about it.
You got 2 more, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll see. We'll just not, tell them what we rated it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, be like, oh, hey,
Don't influence
you want a beer? Oh, okay. Oh, man, I'll get your beer. I'll get your beer, bud.
Thinking about podcasting this one.
Yeah, just want to get your thoughts before we, jump into it full feet. So,
yeah, I think you'd love it. The one weird thing, it's not the one weird thing, but the weird thing about dieting is just the lack of beer drinking.
Yeah.
Strange.
I have 3 beers in my fridge, and they're just
sitting there.
Just fucking sitting there.
Same. I still have one from the Stereo Hopic.
Yep, that's 3 of those in my fridge.
Just chilling.
Yep, it's a good beer.
It's just chilling.
Just chilling.
Kind of aging like a fine beer.
It's pretty kind of depressing.
That's what they do, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's what they say about IPAs. Let them sit and
age
then
well.
Taste. That glass really gives it the color you want.
Oh yeah.
Yum. No, I know it. And I also, like a week or 2 prior, had gotten like a big boy bag of Tim's salt and vinegar. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, I just would love some jalapeno chips right now.
Dude.
Just would love.
So good.
Just would love it.
Oh, man.
But here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. What are you guys doing this weekend?
We go to my parents for Easters. Fuck Easter. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense.
Like why? It's like a big holiday for everybody.
Yeah. Like I get it from like a religious standpoint, obviously. But even that, it's like, it's not really a holiday. It's kind of like a special thing,
Like yes, you have a special. You're saying so? Yeah, have a special church service for it, but like it doesn't need to be like a whole thing with the family.
Yeah, like I think the whole thing with the family is because like people go to like 2 church services a year. They go to like Christmas and Easter,
right?
So like that's where I think the family thing comes from.
Totally,
because they're all. But it's like go to church more often.
Well, it's all Hallmark.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what pisses me off.
Which of all the holidays, Easter, it's funny because religiously Easter is probably like the best.
Yeah.
But like as far as like the actual holiday goes, Easter is one of the worst.
Finding eggs.
Joy. That's what I want to do is find my candy and money or whatever the fuck you put in eggs. Like
I don't know.
That's what I want to do. No.
Like I'm probably going to be asked to hide eggs.
You'd be like,
no thanks.
No. And then they'll be like, for your niece and nephew, you have to.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, I'll do like 3. It's a whole thing. I don't know. I like
Easter sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I like getting together with my family, but it's just a whole thing. Is all.
I was tasked to make my mac and cheese.
Oh,
Nick, have you had my mac and cheese before?
sounds like a euphemism, but no.
That's probably because I don't have a mac and cheese.
That is exactly what I was going to ask until you asked if I have had your mac and cheese. And so that was going to be my question. I was like, do you have a specific thing that you do that...
I made a mac and cheese for a family get together once.
So it's not your mac and cheese. You just made mac and cheese and you thought that the way that you made it that time, you're like, it sounded good to you.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was like, I'm going to make a mac and cheese because I want some fucking mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And I made it like, how I would do it with like, bacon or pancetta or something.
Yeah.
I did like crispy breadcrumbs on top. It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. And
Outside of those two facts, I don't know how I made it.
now it's a thing.
Apparently I have a mac and cheese, which I'm not sure that I do.
Okay. Well,
So-
you better produce.
So that'll be something I figure out on Saturday.
I mean, can't really fuck it up that bad, right? You throw all those things in there with cheese and it will be good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe not top tier status that they want, but it will be good.
Like, I don't even know what noodles I used. I don't
Sure.
know what cheese.
Yeah. I mean, what noodles are best, right?
I can guarantee you I used Gruyere,
Oh, yeah.
'cause obviously.
Obviously.
Guarantee you I used smoked Gouda,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Oh, of course.
And I can guarantee you I used some sort of mozzarella for obvious reasons.
Oh, interesting. I've not used that in mac and cheese before.
and some cheddar.
Yeah.
Some sharp
Sharp cheddar.
cheddar. Of
course.
Before anyone gets crazy out
Let's
here.
age this shit a little. Let it sit.
And maybe I just used those 4 things. I don't know.
The fact that those are the first things that came to your head right now, pretty high probability that that's just what you used then because you had the same thing happen.
Yeah. I was just like, I want some mac and cheese. And I was like, what cheese do I use? And those 4 came to my head.
Right.
So probably
Yeah.
similar or some combination or
Right.
others. And
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I've been tasked to bring Glen Bar. Pretty easy. Our Fred Meyer has a lot of it, and apparently they just can't find it anywhere. Like the specific one that I get them, they can't find it anywhere out by them.
Maybe you should get 2
That's a thought.
and bring one to the cabin since we may or may not have had some of their Pendleton.
I mean, oh, that's true. Yeah. Maybe I bring Pendleton and Glen Bar, and we just drink the Glen Bar.
Exactly.
That's a thought.
You're stopping at the cabin for your jacket,
It's true.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, just saying.
That's true. That's true. And Glen Bar is pretty dang good and pretty dang cheap.
I don't think I've had Glen Bar.
Yeah, it was good. It's like a nice for Scotch, it has a bite, but
Okay.
still like has like a smooth, smoky flavor.
Okay.
But I would say it's more on the bite side than it is on the smooth, smoky side.
Do you know what region it's from?
I don't know what region it's from.
Highland. That makes sense. That's kind of what I was
Does
thinking.
make sense. And I typically like Highland Scotches aren't typically my favorite.
It's like another Highland Scotch would be like Macallan,
Right.
which is very like Macallan's obviously more smooth than probably Glen Bar is based
Yeah.
on how you're describing it.
Yeah.
But very similar. Like to me, the Highland Scotches just feel very like middle of the road. They
Yep.
don't stand out on
Yep.
like one flavor, but they tend to be like, I guess the biggest thing is that they tend to be more vanilla and caramel in nature than like fruity,
So
which
yes,
is a plus.
and that's kind of actually why, other than the middle of the road factor, which I completely agree with, that's the only thing where I was like, oh, okay, sure, Highland. Other than that, yeah, it's typically more like vanilla and like sweeter. Glen Bar is not like that at all.
But is it like fruity or is it like, that's... I think I'll just have to try
Yeah,
it.
you'll have to try it. And I don't
because-
want to put too many precursors on it because it is pretty good, and it's like 30 some bucks.
Well, and for me, like I like a lot of things, a lot of whiskeys that have a very strong bite to them
Yeah.
because to me those work best in an old fashioned because you tone down the bite with some sugar and some orange, and the bite really creates a nice crisp feeling to the old fashioned, like paired well with, a very cold old fashioned. If it's stirred well, it's really nice. So, or you can go a different direction, make a lemon old fashioned with a really sharp whiskey, and it's just like beautiful.
I've never thought of it because it's a Scotch, but I think Glenbar would be pretty fucking bomb with an orange old fashioned.
Maybe that's what you should do for Easter's.
That's a whole thing now. I'm already not sure, I'll make an old fashioned, but it's nothing special. Nothing to brag about.
Yeah, but all you do is you get a couple oranges.
Yep.
A peeler.
Yep. No. You can use a knife.
Yeah, sure. Some Demerara syrup. For easy. Pick it up. You can borrow some. I have like a fuck ton. I think I've given some away because I've had too much. And then, the hardest part is you make a Demerara simple syrup, but that takes like 4 seconds. Or you borrow some.
The hardest part is getting the sugar to bitters ratio for me.
Nah, it's easy.
I always feel like I put too much bitters in there, but that's kind of like how I prefer it.
No such thing.
Right. That's kind of how I prefer it. And I feel like everyone else was like, ooh, wish this was like a little bit more tame.
I think that probably means you don't stir your old fashioned enough.
Okay. That's fair. All right. I'll give that a go.
Because the colder you get it, it won't be so prominent. And then B,
right.
The colder you get it also adds dilution, which is going to make it a little bit sweeter.
Totally. Makes sense. All right. Okay. All right. I'll have to go for
As
that.
someone who likes old fashions, that's my troubleshooting for you.
I mean, I'm listening to you.
I do not shy away from bitters. Like I do. So I have like my special like little bitter bottles, and I do like long dashes because they're cool. And I do like 3 dashes of Angostura bitters and then 2 dashes of like orange bitters or whatever else I'm feeling.
Mm.
So I don't shy away from them.
Okay, good to know.
Well, we've had, if you want to go search for it, because I won't link it, we have a mezcal old fashioned episode where we use a fuck ton of Angostura.
That was bomb.
Good drink.
It's fucking bomb.
Good drink.
Couldn't have been happier with it. So good. I was so pissed that I was like, that it like wasn't a thing. I guess someone has probably done this, but it's not like a thing.
Yeah, I invented that.
I was like looking up. I was trying to look up something. I don't remember, but I was trying to look up something, and you're like, you're not gonna find it. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I think you asked me one time, like prior or after something. You were like, hey, I'm looking up a mezcal old fashioned recipe. I can't find the one that you used, or no, you texted me. You said, hey, can you send me the mezcal old fashioned recipe that you used or something? And I was like, I don't have one.
You're like, I couldn't even really tell you the measurements. I just kind of throw it together. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Which I get. I mean,
there's no recipe I used. I just it was a drink that I invented.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely correlates to me with cooking. Like people are like, oh, how do you make that? Like,
no, that's how my mac and cheese is, right? Like,
I could do it again, and it'll probably be similar. But no, I don't. It's always a joke, right? Like with Italian families or something like that, where they're like, they never write any of this shit down. They just say like a pinch of that, or a handful of this and things like that.
Oh, maybe that's where I get it from.
But there's a stupid amount of truth to that because
no, it's not like I'm not lying. I I came up with the drink and I did it. And it just like was good. And then we did a podcast on it.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. And then it's just like a thing you just do. You just whip out. You're like, yeah, it's like kind of like, and even if you're make it again, like it's probably been a while, but you're like, I had the general idea of kind of what I did. So I'll just do something similar. And it's like, it probably won't be the exact same. But to me, I probably wouldn't know the difference because it'll taste similar enough where I'm like, this is fucking great. It still tastes good.
A great example is you love my marinara for pizzas sauce. Ooh, yeah. When have you seen me measure anything?
Sure, yeah. No, but that's the thing, right? It's like you make something, especially when you are doing it yourself, like you make something once or twice, you now don't need to measure.
All by feel.
You just know exactly because to play off of that is after you make something once or twice, you're not going off a recipe anymore.
No.
Because you're like, that was good, but I know it needs more of this or less of that, and actually it doesn't call for this, but I want to add this in because it will be good. And so it's like at that point you're just not even working off a recipe and you just eyeball everything.
Yeah.
So
or by taste or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. But
can you put marinara sauce on mac and cheese?
I would love that actually.
I feel like that's a genius idea.
I would love
that. Okay, so mac and cheese, right? Crispy breadcrumbs.
You're going to hate my idea, but...
Okay, but like chunky marinara sauce like I do on the Detroit style pizza where it's like in a line.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like covered or mixed in. It's just like a line of... So you could, like theoretically, scoop out some mac and cheese without the marinara.
Yeah.
But like you could also just like... Right?
You're going to hate this idea.
Right?
Don't do the breadcrumbs. Mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, I hate that.
I know you would. But my brain's thinking it's all cheese and add some crisp. You already put marinara sauce.
It doesn't add crisp though. Like it doesn't crisp the noodles on top. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it doesn't crisp the noodles.
I get it.
Okay, so to appease you.
Well, I have a better idea.
To appease you. I won't do this because it's just too much work. But to appease you, you line the under tray with mozzarella cheese sticks, mac and cheese, crispy breadcrumbs up on top, a couple rows of marinara sauce on top. Bam.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Another idea, which may or may not be more difficult. I don't know. Like a hush puppy style, but it's like a mozzarella stick.
Okay, I was thinking it, but I got a better idea than that.
Okay.
Mini corn dogs inside the mac and cheese.
Well, that's just perfect.
Then you get all of that.
Yeah, right? That's just like just and don't do marinara.
Do it.
You only got to do marinara. Do sriracha. All right.
Or maybe both. You have a side of sriracha.
Sure.
Dude, I might put mini corn dogs in my...
Now you're talking.
Can you find beef mini corn dogs?
Don't skip on the bacon just because you're adding mini corn dogs.
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay, just making sure. Like
or pancetta.
I figured, but...
Pancetta.
Sure, yeah, of course. But I just want to make sure.
You're right.
Could you find what?
I wonder if you can find all beef mini corn dogs.
Amazon, yeah, probably sure.
Because it's just,
somewhere.
Mini corn dogs just piss me off because they're never beef. It's just not the same. I'm an anarchist, but
okay, this is what the fuck.
If I was president for a day, executive order right here.
Yep,
hot dogs or things that have hot dogs, corn dogs, mini corn dogs, etc. They have to be 100% beef. No turkey, no chicken, no pork. None of that bullshit.
See, I'm only seeing chicken,
beef.
Except Hebrew beef. National. They make
beef.
They make like a mini hot dog like wrapped in a croissant.
A croissant.
All beef. That's all I'm seeing. Corn, like actual corn dog wise, only seeing chicken. And I specifically searched all beef.
You know the British jokes where they like remove all the T's and D's and stuff from like memes? like a bottle of water.
I did like that one a lot.
So
yeah.
I feel like someone should do that with the French language, but add a bunch of to the French words.
It'd be very difficult to say, but yeah, I'd be super down to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know how they'd spell it out.
I have no idea. But that's for them to,
let me figure out croissant
Yeah.
spelling. I don't know how you do that.
I have no idea how you do that, but I do want it. Yeah, fuck, dude. You know what you might?
I told you.
You know what you might have to do is make your own mini corn dogs. You might have to get your own all beef hot dogs and cut them up into like fifths or something, and then bread them and fry them.
That's just not happening.
Sure, yeah, not for Easter, but like
here's the thing. I'm probably not even gonna have my mac and cheese. I'm probably gonna be dieting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So what I've decided is, so we were, to break the fourth wall here.
Okay.
We usually record Pints episodes on Saturdays.
Right.
Saturdays at like noon.
Yep.
That's when I decided that's my one cheat meal.
Yeah.
Where I have a couple beers, I have a couple slices of pizza.
Yep.
That's my cheat meal.
Yep.
For the week.
Yeah.
Easter doesn't really fit in that, and I don't really
kind of really just there's a monkey wrench in the whole plan, really.
And I just don't care about the Easter food enough. Like, I think my dad's making fried chicken, and I'm supposed to make mac and cheese, and I'm like, I just don't care enough. That's it.
I get it. And we talked about this earlier, where you're a little bit more black and white with your thinking about it, and it's just kind of ingrained in you. And so, whereas me, I'm like, hey. And honestly, when I go to they already eat pretty healthy as it is.
Sure.
And so it's like, whatever I eat there isn't going to be all that bad anyways.
True.
So it's not going to be so bad for me. Whereas you're
even the mac and cheese,
and,
right? It's like a fresh made thing that I'm gonna do. It's not
yeah,
Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets and like 80 of them, right? Like,
I think like the day before I started this, was the day before I started this? It was the day before I started it. I went and got like 24 fucking Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets and some fries.
So no wonder you're not hungry yet. You're still living off of those.
No, that's why I wasn't hungry the first 2 days. And then my body's like,
third day,
yo, the nuggets are out, bro.
Those are gone.
Time to refill. Glug, 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 fatty. Let's fucking go get McDonald's, bitch.
So I told you last week I was craving a burrito. This week it's been tuna fish sandwich with jalapeno chips.
I don't want that. But,
I know.
I kind of want that, dude.
Okay, let me.
I kind of want that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. I'm picturing.
You'd have a bite.
I'm picturing like a tuna salad with the crunchy jalapeno chips and the taste of jalapeno might make it okay.
Okay, let me
think I might like it.
Let me put it
right now
this way.
Yeah. Okay.
You, like, if there was ever a time that you would try a tuna fish sandwich with jalapeno chips, it'd be now, right?
Right now.
So
maybe tomorrow.
Maybe at the cabin.
Oh yeah, you could probably convince me.
But let me put it to you another way of what I'm craving. Think like, shredded chicken, mayo, avocado, and jalapeno chips. Right? Like, that's the level that I'm on, and
I would die.
And not just a little shredded chicken, like a fat pound of shredded chicken.
It's falling out. You're having to fork it afterwards.
Yep, in sourdough, and I give you a fork because it's just all gonna spill onto your plate. That's when like a thick boy, like, oh,
dude, what would you do? Like, it would be my birthday present to you. What would you do if you got to the cabin and I just had a tuna with Tim's jalapeno chips? It was like, the second you walk in, I'm like, here you go. You'd eat the fuck out of that sandwich. You're like, I don't know what reaction you're looking for. I would just eat it.
I'd be like, yo, where's the beer? And yes, I gotta have something to wash this down. Yeah,
like fucking thank you, but like let's get this going.
I thought you were gonna elevate it too. I was like,
No, sorry.
Like I walk in and you got a
it.
tuna steak. And
No,
and you're like tuna fish sandwiches, and I was like,
Yep.
oh yeah,
Yep, that's it.
fresh tuna. I walk in and there's a tuna fish waiting to be filleted on the counter. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do this, but it's going down.
I also don't even know where to buy that other than like Pike's Place where they're like throwing fish everywhere.
I don't know either.
That's the only place I would be like, you guys, can you fucking someone throw me a fish? That's all I would do.
You go fish it out of the ocean before you drive to the cabin.
I already have like my fucking reel in, and I'm like, did everybody know there's fucking salmon in here? Everybody, fucking ocean. Oh Jesus Christ,
dude! I've had fresh tuna and tuna fish sandwiches from fresh tuna before, and it's incredible.
Is tuna?
It's incredible.
Is it tuna or salmon? Which one's freshwater? Isn't it tuna freshwater?
No,
salmon
either.
No.
Salmon's born.
Salmon's
in
both.
Yeah, salmon.
That's what it
born and die in freshwater.
Sure,
but they go to the ocean.
Yeah, they migrate back and forth.
Yeah, tuna is
saltwater. Okay,
they're ocean.
Okay,
because tuna get fucking big.
Oh, okay.
Big.
Which is probably why it's like so cheap to get tuna, because it's like
big.
You catch one and there's like so much fucking
there's
meat.
a lot of like smaller tunas as well, but like like a good yellow, like here, let me look up like trophy yellowfin.
Oof. Oh. Big oof. I don't know how that happened, but you fucked it up.
Can I get it back?
Oh God. Drag it.
Go,
there it is. Nice. You like right clicked?
I don't know.
No, I watched you right click, and then you did something that like made it tweak the fuck out. Oh whoa.
Oh yeah, like you
look. Oh, what the fuck? No fucking way is that real.
Yeah.
No fucking way is real.
Yeah.
445-pound tuna.
Yep.
Fucking Christ. Click the other dude that's a little bit more realistic at least.
So here's the thing. We've caught one that's like not 445, but we caught one that was probably over 300.
No way. You and your dad?
No, we did like a fishing charter with like a group of us, and I think my grandpa was the last one to reel it in, and it like we hung it from the boat like this because like this guy's holding it like vertically, like it's leaning up against him, and they say 445, but that's like how like I mean that's probably 8+ feet long, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, tuna gets crazy. I mean, look at this shit.
That is, and that again, that is why it's so cheap, because you catch fucking one fish and it's like we'll feed you for a year.
Well, there's lots of kinds of tuna.
Well,
so
sure,
of
course, yeah.
Here we go. Bluefin. I mean,
that's
just
still massive.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. Like, but that's a fucking tuna, bro. What the fuck else is down there in the ocean? That's a fucking tuna and it's that big.
No, tuna.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
I mean, just delicious.
Oh my gosh. That is just that. Look at the one in the middle there.
Yeah.
That's easily like almost 10 feet tall.
Probably like 12, right?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't even believe it.
I mean,
okay, that's fake.
No.
That looks like a fucking painting. The fish looks like a painting. Doesn't look real. Click those guys. Click those guys.
Right here?
Yeah. That's still pretty fucking big.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Crazy.
Like, okay, it's one thing to like see a bunch of guys holding one of these tunas up, but imagine seeing that in the water.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, it's a fucking shark.
Like it's not
Shark.
exactly. It's not gonna do shit to you, but you're like, I'm dead.
I'm dead. I'm going to die.
dead.
Hey, we need a bigger boat. Okay, we need a bigger boat.
Look at that.
There's 1496. There's no way that's the amount of pounds. Wait, what? There's no way. There's no.
Look at that.
1,496 pounds.
Look how.
Is that what he means by that? Is that what he means by that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like 15 feet, bro. Like 12. That's like 12 feet.
That's crazy.
That's like double his size.
Look how thick it is. Like it's
that is like 4.5, 5 feet wide.
That's huge.
That is insane.
It could like swallow us whole.
It could completely swallow us whole. Oh my God. Oh my tuna, dude! Don't go to the ocean. Tuna's scary, bro. Fuck tuna. Fuck tuna.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm into it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Overfished, but delicious.
That kid's small. It's perspective.
It's like not even.
He's still. It's like 4.5 feet tall.
It's like 280p as well. So
he's like that's like 7 foot tuna. That's still insane. That he's standing behind it a little bit,
but still,
it's still probably like an 8, 9. Well, that's probably like 10 foot tuna.
I'm into it, bro.
That's nuts. That blows my mind. I had no idea fish were big. No idea.
Not that big, anyways.
Not that big. That's stupid. Y'all fucking Google tuna. Stupid.
Big tuna.
Big tuna. Well, don't Google big tuna. You might get like some office shit.
Or like
Google like trophy.
Tim the Tap Man or something.
Yeah. Google like trophy tuna. Trophy sized tuna.
Damn.
Fucking stupid. That is nuts. That blows my mind.
I mean, we also have caught, or I've caught actually, swordfish. Or not swordfish, sailfish.
What was a sail? I've never seen a sailfish.
Or like swordfish.
I would call that a swordfish. You call a big boy one of those?
Yeah, probably like
With that dude?
probably like this size.
That's fucking big, dude.
Yeah.
Any fucking fishing pole I've ever owned in my entire life would not be able to rake that shit in. It would snap in half.
Yeah, it's a whole thing that they do. Like they drive the boat to set the hook inside the fish. Like
It's crazy because it's so fucking big.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
Far right at the top.
This guy?
Yeah. Dang, dude.
Oh yeah. I'm into it, man.
That's nuts.
It's delicious.
That's
stuff.
nuts.
Fish is good. Sorry that you don't like it, but fish is good.
Dude, if I was on a boat and y'all caught that, I'd fucking eat it.
Sure.
I wouldn't even say a word.
There's something primal about it, right?
Even if I didn't like it, I wouldn't even say a fucking word.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, thank you. Fucking, yeah. No, absolutely. I have never been on a fishing. I've never gone fishing and then eaten that fish ever.
That's crazy.
Well, I grew up.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying it's crazy for like,
Right.
From my perspective.
I mean, like, it could do, I guess. Like, you experienced Lake Michigan's kind of fucking big.
True.
And there's a lot of good fishing in there.
Allegedly.
No, there is. My dad's even caught him and his buddy like a small ass boat.
They haven't caught tuna, you know.
I mean, sure, but like maybe I don't know. My dad's like gone up there and like done some like decent fishing in like some small dinky boat. So it's like you have like a good sized boat and you like get out there in the middle of it, you know. Then I'm sure you can catch some really big shit. But
there's the tuna that we caught.
That's mine. My mind is blown.
Yeah.
It's
Gnarly,
no matter
right?
how many of those pictures I've seen, I'm like, as real as it is, I almost have to believe it's fake until I saw that.
You're
I'm like, that's Levi.
You're like, did you Photoshop that just now?
It's fucking rich. Yeah, did you do that right now?
Like, I know those people.
I know.
How'd you Photoshop that?
Couple
Those
them
fish.
blokes. All right.
It's time.
I think it's time.
Well, You heard it here. Our opinions on RPM IPA by Boneyard Brewing.
Google fish, it'll freak you the fuck out.
Did we like it? Did you like it? Doesn't Olympia like it? You decide. Let us know. Just let us know.
Let it be known.
If you want to see more beer-related content, like the video, subscribe, and visit our favorite series, Pints, every Sunday at 10 a.m. Gives you the opportunity to visit a local brewery wherever we're at the time, usually Tacoma. If you're not in the Tacoma area, check it out anyways. You can see what interesting breweries are doing and support breweries in this crazy... It's not crazy year anymore. It's over a year. So in this crazy 2 years. So, and probably
times.
will continue for the foreseeable future. So support your local breweries.
I don't know.
Let's spin your favorite beer.
Arizona's open.
Peace.
Later.